The residents are not in any way acknowledged or recognized by the state, even though they play such a key role in the city's waste management.
Anyways, just all they want is a license fee.
Who's going to collect
And then
it
the
if not us?
IRS does a study on
People
how they
take
can
no
collect taxes
responsibility
off
for
the
their
scrap
own
metal.
waste, especially not the
End
people
result,
who
my
live in big
there's
houses.
no point because it's after
If we
tax
didn't collect
dollars.
it, it would pile up in the street and stink so badly no one would want to go outside. If we stop collecting it for 2 days, everything rots.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Are you mad that I didn't mention you in the title?
It's estimated there are between 1.5 and 4 billion waste collectors and pickers in India. They live on the fringes of society, with no access to education, social, or medical services. The work makes many of them ill. Not far from the impoverished quarter, Bimlendu Jha heads up the organization SICKLY, which translates as Free Will. It's a non-profit charity. Then he had the idea to start giving some waste a second life by recycling it into products that had value again.
And you'll blame me when the cops show up at your door because you're that fucking stupid.
Called Green the Map.
Trash, they think life or no future, and that's what Green the Map and Switch works on right now. Upcycling waste. So a lot of things that we actually upcycle. Tire, for example, a lot of tire in India is actually burnt by a lot of farmers. That's where we actually make interesting wallets out of those tires and tubes. Tetra Pak, it's been congesting our landfills for a long, long time. Plastic is similarly. So we thought that can we actually innovation, design, and utility and make some interesting product.
More and more people in India are leaving the countryside for urban centers, which are already overwhelmed by the flood of new residents. In India, the growing population has increased overall waste by around 50% in the last 10 years. The government says that's down to changing consumer habits. Tanjit Ali and Munna also came to Delhi from villages. They now sew articles for Green the Map. Today they're visiting the Sadar Bazaar to buy materials for an order.
At this market, you can get anything you need, no matter what it is. Everything you need to make a bag, from inner tire tubes, for example, like fittings, buckles, zippers, thread. You can get everything here.
Ali came to Delhi after finishing school. He says there was no reason for him to stay in his village. His uncle had found a job at Green the Map and was able to get Ali into the company. It was the best way to help his nephew avoid the typical destiny that new arrivals to the city face: terrible working conditions for little pay. Green the Map purposely employs many people like Ali, trying to give them a shot at a decent life.
Lots of boys from my village have ended up working in factories or on construction sites, where they have to carry around the cement used to build high-rises. Their jobs are a lot more backbreaking. My work is great. I'm proud that I'm helping to reduce garbage, making something useful from it instead of throwing it away.
How come everywhere British people
The proceeds from Green the Map help pay for projects pushed by SWICHA, which are aimed at improving air quality and encouraging greener policies in the city. But Bimlendu Jha says there's only so much the charity can do on its own.
There's no physical lifting of concrete in this city except this little tiny payout for the sample. They take a little sample.
Two things. One, it's also not my responsibility or our
We have more cranes here than anywhere else.
To manage our waste.
Nobody's picking up concrete by hand.
It's very, very important to really not take away aspects of governance from waste management. Governance is the job of the government, and we need to hold them responsible.
What message are you trying to say?
We'll be doing a couple of tons of garbage is what we upcycle every year, which is a very, very tiny amount of garbage that Delhi produces in that sense. But it actually inspires thousands and thousands of people, locally, nationally, globally, to look at how there is a possibility. It's not something which is discarded. There is a life to waste in the beautiful way that we actually provide.
I'm picking up their distortion so clear.
This year, the mountain of garbage in eastern Delhi will grow higher than one of India's most popular landmarks, the Taj Mahal. but turning some of it back into useful products is a small step.
Money on liquor and drugs, so you can drop your babies off at your sister, mother, or cuz. Man, y'all already late. You motherfuckers need to get your goddamn priorities straight.
I lit the joint.
Hey. It's like you're proud to be drunk, lazy as fuck. You'd rather do drugs to get a job and be up. But then you want to turn around and complain about alcoholism and addiction rates.
This shit ran half the fucking night, no problems. Because they can't see me. They don't know if I can see the screen or not. I know, 45 minutes. I faked them out one night.
So you blame Donald.
As soon as I stepped in the frame, everything.
And my voice ain't missing. I'm not racist. My great-great-great-grandma was Indian.
You are, in fact, a victim of
she was a strong and proud Cherokee princess.
You've got this software on your equipment now. You'll never get it off.
Not enough time for the prayers. Well, maybe you should build a
They're not going to fix your device, dumbass. They're going to fix the holes from the solar winds hack, and that'll be the end of the story.
I think there's a disconnect.
But now you got like a network of the worst of child molesters, backdoor access to all your phones and networks.
Oh my God.
What are you doing? You're dossing my shit. Wow.
But that's just the Indian within you. The old ways is right in your brain, and it slowly starts to convince you. Then you allow your kids to join you in the cycle.
Fucking stupid. You shouldn't be on the internet if you're. You shouldn't be on the internet if you're that stupid.
Motherfucker police always be fucking with me. Everywhere that I go, mother. Yeah.
You're supposed to cut the tires in the sandals. We did that 20 years ago. Why are you still burning them? Are you fucking stupid? Once you start them, you can't put them out. Go and start them on fire. You're fucking stupid. Listening to the white people from the UK, you are stupid. Who's telling you to do it? You want you to call yourselves Indians in India. You keep yelling at us, so we stole the word. You have the fucking. I won't fucking hit you, right? I've been waiting 22 fucking years to buy a pair of sandals made out of old car tires. All these charities in the world behind it, all the rest of this doesn't happen. Wow. Oh, this one will tell you 1 in 5 inmates in the facilities is Aboriginal. There's what, 20 cells with 2 guys, that's 40. That's actually good.
But I'm the last of the dying breed. Twin hammers look like the Siamese. I got that beam from the Japanese. My French girl waving, it reminded me of mac and cheese. It is what it has to be. I'm killing out who's after me. They have to see me rich, and I swear it wasn't financially. Like who we frontin' for? They flying like this a trampoline. These bitches couldn't marry a guy. It was a Magdalene. My shot like a little bro, a tag-along. It's these instrumentals we got with bragging on. It's rose with beer, real class riches with dragon on. The nigga with the gate and Sega with the dragon on. The Megatron, landing in Lebanon. He was slapping that back and forth like a tether ball. Used to live on French Street, right in the Esplanade. Bitches run a ship and make us film it like espionage. You know that's why they set for it. Like why you niggas ain't protect your neck for it? Jumping in shifts till we win. Like connect for the cylinder, always a spin. I connect for it right into your dome when I get it out the chest to joint rapper. When you going towards our music, maybe when we go on towards our shootings. Like other shots got kicked, I gotta shoot it. Nigga, if you talk that talk, you gotta do it. Why they try me? I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down bread. Why they try me? I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down bread. Like he just wanna go on tour and make music. But every time you go on tours, it's all shootings. Gunshot, lick off head. 50 drum beating like slow 50. On Trinidad where my boy smoked a coke. Like your homie got hit, he was riding like the chauffeur. Planet of the Apes, I was blood clot closer. Poke pop, come with a strap, swing off the shoulder. In the coffin, shutting the lid is giving you closure. You ever get close, something coming out the holster. People ride the train, they gon' see you on the poster. We poster, but you never talking when we approach. Get the black go online and now you're doing the most. Kill him in my yard, nigga, like I could host. Didn't notice they pull guns when you thought you could roast. You're a dose. Know you love niggas need some milligrams. Sitting with a milli, he be posting it on Instagram. Them dust ass love me, selling quarters out the kilogram. Chrome polish so good, swear I used to pillow pack, baby. Fried chicken, oxtail gravy, shaking up the ground like an earthquake in Haiti. Top trying to run, just like how you niggas don't see me. You got it. Metro still trying to play me. They said I was a sick, but I'm sick though. I give you gangster rap, our calypso. We never stop eating like it's a pit bull, and young boy can't stop squeezing. He got it. We with the hammers, shredding in the kitchen, chicken like Louisiana, killing like Diana. I go to sleep with a rifle in my pajamas. I was childish, but my Gambino no Atlanta. Gunshot for your head top. For grind, live up to you, G. Man, them niggas that we beefing is so lame. My homies them clips, my gun black and it spit like old bays. 4 white boys who let it sing like Coldplay. I sat back and got a flashback on my old ways. Like knock up, 30 shots up in the fucking chopper. He got shot but shot back and couldn't see the doctor. Nigga play out, cause nigga I was fed up. Remembering the day my brother got it, couldn't get him. So my friend got a Mac 11, see me just a wetter. And 2 bad light-skinned bitches with a sweater. My city getting crazy and nigga. Moms losing their babies, I know the fiends have to carry my nigga to a place here to bury my nigga. Fuck, but since then, we got a couple heads to bury the trigger. It's like what I keep a gun for, cause in these streets it's a blood sport. Not to mention links from the gun store. You shouldn't have died him here, they're catching bodies here. As soon as niggas slap that metal on that wall of mirror, I need no one, I'm blasted by myself. And I'll keep beating metal till the plastic on it melts. Shoot shots to the pin break, niggas been fake, and my target is that big J. Shotgun test, half his body, shit I'm a top aimer. You know me, I'll take his head off his body. Whole shirt looking like ketchup. Fuck to the ketchup. Found that out. Money is gas, making the dash, feel like a blast with that on my cash, taking it slow, I'm taking it fast, face on the dash, ripping that ass, fuck with the cats, I don't fuck with the rat, throwing it back while she busting it back, talking that shit, better watch how you act, doing the game and the place is a set, I know I'm real bit like the missing link, all my bitches small with a lot of ink, all I really know is I want more bling, money calling me, I keep on chasing, you see me on stage and I'm glowing, you not believe where I'm going, I'm fucking with the speed I'm stroking, turning rappers coaching, don't fuck with my vibe when I'm smoking, judging all these rappers by the clothing, need a role model and a Trojan, provoking while I'm promoting, emotion, demons in my head, keep on facing them, smoke the pain away, I can't erase it, damn, if you roll it up, you better lace it down, oh yeah, uppers and them downers and I chase it down, pussy chasing me, I do not chase it down, catch me online, got the playlist on the ride, I got the spaceship, I stay lift up the police and the racists, ride for my homies and I'll never turn, baby, cremated when I die, in the diamond urn, baby, I love some thick thighs, yeah, I never learned, baby, the devil in the skies, but my friends call me Hades. Living up like I'm lucid, in the woods with these druids, chilling with the humans, getting stupid off these fluids, rooted in the music, the money is elusive. You say you taking shots, my homies really shooting, rather different. Yeah, I hope you hear the difference. This is not a coincidence, legitimate and present, man. Your lyrics sounding belligerent, I'm feeling that deliverance. I'm tired of being considerate. Your music is sounding like some gibberish. Everyone's hearing me killing this. I'm the rapper in the instrument. I don't know what you talk about. All my homies is innocent. The leader of the syndicates. Music is my stimulant. All my rhymes are written intricate. I'm feeling this. Listen closely when I'm spitting this. People should consider this. You guys are shitting me. You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly. My crumbs are heinous. Yo, I killed the beat like I'm a racist. I do it while I'm faded. I'm shameless and I don't need payment. I'm feeling like the greatest. It's time to show my faces. Fear and loathing Las Vegas. Never will they tame us. They hating on this rapper, but they will not claim us. The new school rappers looking brainless. Yo, and all these young kids celebrate them, making them contagious. I hit you with the latest. I'm dropping all this hot shit like the runs ever hate us. Calling all creators, surrounded by the famous. Big dreams, I'ma make it one day. Oh God. 666 up on the dash, and I say, get the cash. That's all she had to say, y'all. Had me up all night, bad pride. Big dreams, I'ma make it. Oh God. 666 on the dash, and I say, get the cash. All she had to say.
First, we celebrated, and now we reflect on the Clearwater sale to Mi'kmaq First Nations. What does it mean for corporate control, the inshore fishery, and the oil operator rule? I'm Glenn Wheeler.
Money make the world go round.
This week, Halibu First Nation launches its own brand.
Watch people see all of
Got my back to the wall, fighting my inner demons. Like, what's the meaning of it all? Cause I don't know what to believe in. The reason I'm breathing seems to be misleading. But fact is, I do this for a living. Look what I'm achieving. I'm on the bigger and better things, still I'm dreaming. I'm feeling like a diamond in the rock, still gleaming. I can see you feeding for it, but you know this what the deal is. The realest to do it, so no denying you feel it. I kill it every time. With a militant mind, I drop bombs when I rhyme. You can feel it on the front line. Prime time lyricist. Yeah, I've been killing this. I do it for the love, and you can feel the thrill of it. Despite it all, I'm on the road, going high grade, doing 100 down the highway, sitting sideways on the road, smoking on the coast, body ocean. Imagine if I put it all in the young man. You don't want me air it out, nah. You don't want it when you feeling like the man in the year. So let me paint the perfect picture clear, so you can visualize it. I'm on another level, so don't try to despise it unless you realize it. The dream I'm visualizing is one of a kind of.
Here's what's making
I'm Richie, Christine. Yeah, dude.
You're not alone if you're pouring a second cup of Joe after the change into daylight saving time. But sleep experts warn there are ripple effects from that loss of sleep.
Is Queen Bee about to become Queen of the Grammys? We've got a preview along with the cloud of controversy looming over music's.
Did anybody get shot?
Toronto is shutting down its vaccine booking portal tonight to make way for the province's site.
The shorthanded Raptors stumble in Charlotte while the Leafs have their hands full with the Jets. Sports at 45.
And coming up in business, new data suggests Canada might have avoided the worst-case scenario around debt during the pandemic. We take a closer look at a new report from TransUnion.
They got the most inaccurate.
It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Keeping an eye on the Sunday drive, here's Carling Donahue.
This report is brought to you by Don Valley North Toyota. We don't have much going on this morning out on the major highways, but we do have one collision that you need to watch out for. On the eastbound Gardner at Islington and the Collectors, 2 left lanes are blocked off due to this crash. We're not seeing any delays just yet. Volume's pretty low on the major routes this morning, but just something to look out for. In terms of your other highways, everything else is moving up to speed, and city streets are looking pretty decent as well this morning. It's time to Toyota at Don Valley North Toyota. Get lease or finance rates from as low as 0% on select models. Visit DonValleyNorthToyota.com. Now let's look at the forecast. Here is Denise Andriacci.
Well, clear skies and conditions this morning and for much of the day today. And it's going to be windy. It's cold today, below seasonal as we spring forward. Yes, we are tapping into sunshine, and our sunset doesn't happen until after 7 p.m. today, about 20 after 7, but it's cold and it's going to stay that way for a couple of days. Just a bit of a chill in the air, especially tonight, down to -10, a wind chill of -15 for early Monday morning. Everyone needs some layers before they head out the door tomorrow. Highs only near +1, but it will be a mainly sunny start to the day.
+15, -15.
Flurries
Thank
expected
you.
for Monday night, down to -7. Guaranteed high for today, 2 degrees. 680 News Time, 6:33.
Freezes it out.
Longer days are ahead.
Burns it up.
Officially switched to daylight saving time, but sleep experts and police are reminding everyone to be careful, as losing that hour can have a significant impact on us physically and mentally.
680's Michelle Morton joins us.
Y'all work from home, pass the fuck out whatever you want.
Christine, you're probably feeling a little extra tired already, but sleep experts warn the move into daylight saving time takes a few days to get used to. One expert says it's usually the Monday after the hour hand moves forward when we see the largest effects on people's performance and productivity, and the week after that.
Someone has to actually write this shit, bro. Like, that's the worst part of it.
Shows there's higher numbers of fatal car accidents, heart attacks, and strokes. She said that it also takes effect on people's mental health.
Greater rates of suicidal thoughts and depression symptoms, and even emergency room visits. And I've also heard that the stock market also tends to be more volatile.
Toronto police are asking drivers going behind the wheel to be careful because of lack of sleep being linked to more crashes on the roads.
It's the headlights issue. People forget to turn their headlights on. They don't know what fucking time it is.
Take care of your body and be aware of how tired you are. Lou says ways to ease into the time change include going to bed and waking up earlier on the weekend, trying to wake up and go to bed every night around the same time, and avoid lights before bed, and to soak up the sun and get some exercise. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Morton.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News at 6:34. Canada will be well represented at the Grammys tonight, even as tensions remain high between the country's best-known musicians and the Recording Academy. 680's Mitch Perk joins us live with the details on the pandemic-altered show. Mitch.
Well, Carl, she already has as many gramophones as there are hours in the day, but could Beyonce be...
airport improvement fee that might be at Pearson Airport, some $25 or $20 just makes it very, very difficult for them to make a buck.
Where does Canada rank when it comes to landing fees for the airlines?
You know, the landing fees are a tough one. It's been out in the media for a long time that Pearson Airport has some of the highest landing fees in the world. That came from a government report back in 2012. But and I asked the Pearson Airport Authority where they thought the landing fees ranked. It's a little bit murky because it sort of depends on the size of the jet and the like. So I actually think that Toronto is probably quite competitive with the rest of the world. Pearson Airport is fourth largest entry point for North America for the United States, and so. You know, I don't think Pearson is uncompetitive because of those landing fees.
Okay, another point in the article. This is about rebuilding, not just bailing out the industry. We can learn from the Portuguese. You're not in the United States. I'm one of the fewer and fewer people who hasn't been to Portugal yet. What are they doing right?
You should get out there and give it a go when we can get traveling.
Yeah.
What Portugal did well is They had a very,
so we're number 4th
they,
on some
they
type of
were
list.
a government-owned airline. They were taken over by the founder of JetBlue, who also participated in the founding of WestJet, and got new airplanes, but with a strong advertising campaign and something called a stopover program, they really just brought a huge amount.
Residents 80 and older can still book.
It costs some more money to land. Each time they land, they have to pay. They charge you more for a direct flight than one that lands much time. How does that make sense?
Who's not a part of the priority group to stay off of the site. For more details on how to
register,
head to 680news.com.
A group of Black medical professionals are working to dispel myths about COVID-19, including a fear of vaccines in the city's Black community. Malia Sheikh of City News takes a closer look.
Black medical professionals from across the country took part in a town hall, hoping to dispel myths and create an open dialogue with regular Black Canadians.
Now you want me to stick needles in my arm?
Were full of fear.
Is this an experiment?
Fear. Where are you finding these people? They're picking out people that are afraid to represent us.
Is this a way to inject HIV and AIDS into my system?
Black people make up 9% of Toronto's population, but according to city data, the highest rates of COVID-19 are in their community at 26%.
Yeah, because white people spit at us. That's how I got COVID. So the numbers would actually be even worse if they counted me.
Hesitancy to take a vaccine in 2021.
The city has also developed a Black scientist task force on vaccine equity. Their goal is to reduce the risk of transmission as well as hospitalization. In Toronto, Malia Sheikh, City News.
680 News Time, 6:37. The executive director of the Canadian Public Health Association says it is unlikely there is any way to change what he calls a patchwork quilt of approaches across the country when it comes to who gets priority for the COVID-19 vaccine.
Ian Colbert says healthcare is a provincial responsibility, and that's not likely to change.
I don't know that there's a solution, unfortunately.
Yes, CSA means so.
New understanding between the federal government and the provinces and territories around the role of the federal government during pandemics and, generally speaking, for public health.
Several groups, including police, prison guards, teachers, and community doctors, want to be bumped up to phase 2 after frontline health workers and the elderly are taken care of. From the Canadian Press, I'm Lori Harris. WestJet is canceling part of its order with Boeing.
By the doors and
Chris
stuff.
McCusker explains
so
the airline industry is still struggling, so WestJet Airlines has canceled an order for 15 Boeing MAX 737 aircraft, but it still has 27 MAX remaining on order. In January, WestJet was the first Canadian airline to return the plane to service after Transport Canada lifted a nearly 2-year grounding. Air Canada also cut orders for the MAX early in the pandemic, saying the move was in response to new market realities. All of this comes as talks reportedly continue for a federal aid program for the airlines. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
This is 680 News. A champion will be crowned today at the Briar in Calgary. Sportsnet 5 Night of the Fans Brent Gunning takes a look at the semifinal and the final.
Hey, you know, when the pandemic is over and you can get to New York, you're going to love the LaGuardia Airport. It's beautiful, it's shiny, particularly for United Airlines and Air Canada.
And ideally, you're trying to spend as little time as possible at these places.
You have no idea that
you're charging more.
You know,
what the place ugly, keep people moving.
LaGuardia Airport.
That was 2 years ago. Mike, I appreciate your time. Stay well.
Take care. Thanks, Mike.
All right. That's Mike Arnaud. He is a New York-based airline aviation consultant, former policy advisor to Canada's trade.
So now that you're here, please leave.
Hi, I'm George Canyon, and the Dexcom G6 continuous glucose monitoring system has changed how I live with diabetes. There are no...
London.
Right at your local pottery class.
He's getting airborne.
It's in my hair.
Play the Bigger Spin Instant Scratch Ticket today. You could win a spin on the Bigger Spin wheel for a guaranteed win up to $1 million.
Now the 680 News gas price update. Info says the price of gas did not change at midnight. holding just under $1.29 a liter at most GTA stations. 680 News Time, 640.
Protect yourself, protect your family, and protect the ones around you. SafetyMasks.ca is your one source for personal protective equipment. Now available, a 50-pack of daily protective masks for only $9.95 plus tax. SafetyMasks.ca has everything you need in stock with free next-day shipping. With quick, easy, and convenient PPE solutions sent straight to your door. From safety masks to gloves, hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and gowns. Order online at SafetyMasks.ca. That's SafetyMasks.ca.
These days, people want their dollars to go further. Well, if your dollars happen to be in your pocket and you happen to be inside a 2021 Toyota Corolla with remarkable fuel efficiency, you and your dollars will go a lot further together. Lease a 2021 Toyota Corolla Elite from $59 weekly at 1.99% APR for 48 months with $1,500 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or shop safely at your local Ontario Toyota dealer.
680 News Time, 641. It's time for traffic and weather together on once. First up your drive with Carly Donahue.
This report is brought to you by CAA Club Group. Right now on the major highways, there's not a whole lot happening, but we do have reports of a collision that's just cleared, actually, and that would be on the eastbound Gardner at Islington and the Collectors. Crews have just managed to reopen those two left lanes. So you have no lane closures reported throughout the entire GTA major route system. You're good to go. Everything's up to speed. And
you just told us there was a collision.
City streets are looking pretty much the